Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of the Gridania questline. Today we'll be covering more of the questline of the Gridania starting area, and without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Doing as the female says, we quickly take the blade back to Galfred. We also inform him on what occurred while we were investigating. He tells us it is 100% an Ixali blade, and that they rarely come into Central Shroud, meaning they'll need to keep a closer eye on things in the area. He also tells us the two strangers that we met are Ida and Papa Limo, and we won't need to be suspicious of them, as they are great allies of Gridania and scholars hailing from the distant lands, but have been here since before the calamity. Even though Galfred is sad our mysterious visitor is still unknown, he is reassured that we are here to help him. Galfred quickly sends us on a minor mission that includes slaying some black Fs, Chigos, retrieve some survivors' items, slay hoglets, and slay anoles, while also retrieving their eggs. When we return to Galfred, we learn that the Hearer and his guards have been attacked by a towering shadow. Fearing this shadow may be an Ixali, he sends us to check out what's going on. Upon arriving, we learn the towering shadow manifested before them and that their men are still currently in there along with the Hearer. So it's our job to rescue them by slaying trickster imps and providing enough healing for the Wood Whaler men to escape. We learn from a conjurer we aid that they were ambushed and continued forward. While aiding the Hearer, we realize he's not harmed, but from the shadows we hear a voice just before a clay golem springs to life. Quickly and swiftly, we slay the clay golem to save the Hearer. The figure is surprised that we defeated the clay golem and comments that we are no ordinary adventurer before disappearing. Shortly after, Papa Limo and Ida show up. We show signs of what looks to be a headache before seeing a vision of Papa Limo and Ida. In the vision, it shows them tracking Ixali in the Black Shroud before realizing there is danger in the distance and running to the source. When we regain our consciousness, Papa Limo says the Hearer is dazed, but otherwise okay. He also mentions how the 12's Wood is the domain of the elements and that the reason the Hearer came to the dungeon was to offer the place back to the elements by right of returning, which is an expression of gratitude. The rite will need to be finished or the elementals could retaliate, but luckily the Hearer's peers can finish the job. Ida also tells us their job is to survey the 12's Wood, just like Galfred told us. Papa Limo makes a final comment about how we look familiar before he leaves to escort the Hearer to safety. We are told outside the dungeon that we've saved many lives this day before being sent back to Mother Mion. She informs us that she has heard about our deeds, but unfortunately we cannot tell anyone for the time being. Only until the Hearer makes the matter known would it be okay to talk about it. But for now, we should avoid unsettling stories such as this one. As a reward for doing all we've done, Mother Mion guarantees us a room in the inn for any time we need it. She also tells us about a festival that is coming up before saying that we've made her proud and she expects more great things to come from us. She then sends us on our next journey in Bent Branch, a place fully occupied with their own work and are happy to accept help from adventurers. We head off to Bent Branch and upon arriving we meet Keitha, the head of the area. She admits that at first she was unsure about adventurers, but people like us have proved her fears misplaced. She starts us off with a simple job where all we need is to get some glacial greens and stick them in the feeding troughs. Once we're done and return to her, she thanks us for the work and tells us that at Bent Branch they nurture chocobos from the egg to young adults. Their hardest task being keeping the birds free of illness and injury, and that workers will probably appreciate our help. She then tells us Quirin have made off with a chocobo egg and that something needs to be done about it, so she sends us to a soldier named Rosalie. She'll know what to do about them. Of course, she tasks us with slaying the Quirin, but we must slay exactly 4 of them to send a clear message. We are then sent on a task to retrieve a blue trumpet plant, search for signs of a shadowy figure, and deliver a message about the shadowy figure to 3 higher-ups. Check the roads to the south, retrieve roselets for the chocobos, and slay Magitek Bones. We soon learn that another hearer is nearby, attending to the hedge tree. However, she's been gone for a while, and they would like us to check on her, as she is headed to the docks. Upon finding her, we learn that her task with the hedge tree is finished, but the elementals whisper of an evil presence in the vicinity of Tamtara's Deep Croft. So we head to the docks and speak with them to inform them that the hero has been told of a presence. He says he'll plan for another boat at a later time and thanks us for our trouble. We are then sent on a task to slay the marsh lights and check out a toppled carriage and try to salvage the cargo. We return to Bent Branch to learn that an egg has been stolen, and on top of that, the egg is extremely valuable and must be found. We ask if anyone has seen anything, and we hear that a man was seen running in the direction of Tamtara. When we report what we've learned, we also learn that the thief has to be well-knowledged in chocobo breeding and that they are most likely from Ishgard. Leah is a bloodline to Oranos, said to be one of the greatest birds to ever grace Ishgardian stable. Of course, we have no choice but to go see what's going on and head towards Tamtara. Upon reaching the area, we discover our Mughal friend is being attacked by a man. It turns out that our Mughal friend stole the egg and attempt to keep it away from the man, but the man and his lackeys have been hunting him down and then attack us. We quickly make work of him and his men, and when talking to the Mughal, we learn that he's aware of Leah's special heritage and often naps in the stables and saw the man try to steal the egg. So he stole the egg and made a run for it, planning to bring the egg back once things were safe, but was found by the man. We head back to the stables to return the egg and explain what happened. We then learn that Keitha was rescued by the Mughal during the calamity when the forest was ablaze and was guided to safety. Everyone is more than thankful for the Mughal's aid and also express their gratitude to us as well. We then head back to Gridania to talk with Mother Mion, who once again congratulates us for a job well done. She has another important mission for us involving an ancient tree in the forest that is held sacred by everyone in Gridania. She gives us a letter to hand over to Bow Lord Lewin, and we should be ready for combat if we are needed. Upon meeting Lewin, it seems our reputation has reached his ears and is willing to hear what we have to say. We hand over the letter that entails that the Ixali means to defile the guardian tree. Lewin swears that the birdmen will not touch a single leaf on the tree. He is noticeably distraught over the god's quiver and wood whalers not catching wind of this, and assumes this is the work of the masked man who has been elusive in the wood. He thanks us for delivering the message and tells us to assure Mother Mion that he will dispatch his best men to investigate, but is quickly interrupted by one of his own, informing us that the Ixali have already begun to attack the tree. Given the urgency and Mother Mion's belief in us, he asks that we lend a hand in defending the tree, which of course we agree on helping. We rush to the aid of the tree with Lewin, when he sees the Ixali have surrounded the tree, shouting that they will take the great crystal from the tree to use as an offering to Garuda. After having people positioned in the flanks to aid in attacking the Ixali, we run in, and they are no doubt angry at our intrusion, threatening to bathe in our blood. We ask the Ixali without hesitation to aid our friends in defending the tree. Just when we think we have the Ixali backed into a corner, a void scent appears and begins to attack, but we make quick work of it before slaying the Ixali chieftain. We are told we've done impressive work, but to remain on our guard, for enemies may lurk near. It is then that we see the masked man who attacked us with his clay golem. He begins chanting, and we see that he has summoned a lesser gargoyle, which we make quick work of it, and then we fight the masked man, who is tougher, but we gain the aid of Ida and Papa Limo. With their aid, we're able to defeat the masked man, but before he falls, we learn that he is an Asian, a bringer of death. Lewin returns, making sure we're all right and apologizing for sending his men away. They see that we have slain the men who was elusively causing trouble in the forest. Lewin then tells us that when we return to Gridania to visit him in the Quiver's Hold, where we will receive thanks for all we have done. Before leaving, Ida tells us that even though they're around a lot, when these things happen, it's not their fault, and they're helping the Gridanias, which we previously learned. They also tell us that they aren't from around here and are Charlians, which we also know, and tell them as such, though we do not know why we are aware of who they are. Papalymo mutters to himself that he wasn't mistaken, which Ida wants to know what he's talking about, and they argue for a minute about how he never tells her anything. When they finish, they head off to do their thing, and so we return to Gridania. When we talk to Lewin back in Gridania, he thanks us again for helping him defend the Guardian Tree. He tells us we have the makings of a great adventurer, and Mion is seldom mistaken in her appraisals, and was plainly not mistaken now.
Elder Seedseer, my lady.
I am come to express my gratitude for your valiant efforts before the Guardian Tree. I am informed that an adventurer of singular talent now walks amongst us. You are he, are you not? My name is Senna, and it is my solemn charge to watch over all who call Gridania home. Well met and welcome to our fair nation. It was your valor that won us the day, I believe. On behalf of all Gridanians, I offer you my humblest thanks. This gift I present to you as a small token of my gratitude. I hope that you will ever remain a friend to Gridania. Green Bliss is coming. It is an age-old ceremony to renew the bond between man and elemental. Over the centuries, it has blossomed into a joyous festival encompassing Gridanians from every walk of life. I should be most gratified if you would participate in the ceremony as emissary.
Oh, such a great honor.
I look forward to seeing you on that most joyous of days. Till then, fare you well. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
We have been chosen to be Gridania's emissary. Lewin suggests we consult Mother Mion regarding the matter, since she is overseeing the arrangements for the event. Mother Mion tells us that we are truly full of surprises, and that next will be the Warrior of Light from half a decade ago. She tells us Green Bliss is an age-old ceremony for strengthening the bond between man and elemental. In the current times, though, the name also brings a festival. We as the emissary serve as a conduit, a bridge between people and the guardians of Twelveswood. It is no small responsibility, nor does the Elder Seer choose mankind's representative on a whim. It is rare in history to have someone who is not native to the Twelveswood be chosen for the role, and this should give us an idea of how much of an honor it is for us. We will have to wear a ceremonial artifact, which presently is in the keeping of the Timber Master, and we must go to the Carpenters Guild to retrieve it. When we speak to the Timber Master, he warns us that if we so much as scratch the mask, he shall make an unceremonial artifact out of us. Returning to Mother Mion, she comments that the mask is the finest she's laid her eyes on, and the Timber Master has outdone himself this time. The mask is crafted from the lumber of the Guardian Tree, solely used for the ceremony making of the mask, which is priceless, and we shall handle it with care. She asks us if we are nervous, but tells us to calm our nerves, for all we need to do is wear the mask, stand up straight, and look dignified. The more involved task will be handled by the others, and so it is rather simple. Donning on the mask, we head to the amphitheater to do our part in the ceremony.
Look! The Elder Seedseer.
God bless her heart!
we find favor with the elementals. This radiance. Could it be a crystal of light? Tell me true, has the Mother Crystal revealed herself to you? Did you bask in her light? Have you, perchance, experienced sensations akin to ether sickness of late? That Heidelin would speak directly to this man. There once were dauntless adventurers who fought in the name of Eorzea. When the primals threatened to bleed the land dry, these brave men and women rose to face them. When the Garlean Empire resumed its war of conquest, they rushed to the realm's defense. And when it was foretold that Dalamud would fall, they fought with all their strength to deliver us from certain doom. Yet as strong and as brave as they were, they, like so many, disappeared amidst the flames at Cartano. None have forgotten the heroes who gave all for the sake of a realm not their own. Yet when we try to recall their names, we find the pages of our memories are blank, as if bleached by the sun. And when we try to recall their faces, we see them only in silhouette, as if they stood betwixt us and a blinding glare. Hence have these heroes come to be known as the Warriors of Light. Beholding you, illuminated by the glow of the crystal, I could not help but be reminded of them. The crystal has chosen you for a purpose. Trust to its guiding light, and all shall be revealed to you in good time. Though none can say for certain what the future will bring, it is my belief that you may yet play a telling role in the tale of this great realm. For the power of the echo resides within you.
To the fore! Victory belongs to the bold! Show those Imperial whore sons what we're made of!
The left flank buckles. Divert the barracudas. Bid them hold that position, though it costs them their lives.
The yellow serpents are in need of succor. Pray, send the white wolves to their aid. The adventurers risk life and limb for our cause. We must not fail them.
Is aught amiss?
No, it is nothing.
Bloody hell! The barrier won't go down so easily! Eyes forward!
We are being watched.
Raging Bull, calling Bloodthorn. Bloodthorn, respond! Respond, damn you!
Raging Bull, this is Mad Snake. Respond.
Ryder, this is Raging Bull. What news?
We're surrounded by a blaze. There is no way out. God preserve, what is that thing?
What's going on? Speak to me!
God damn it! We cannot hold much longer.
Mad Snake! Mad Snake! Answer me! Damn it! Damn it all to the seventh hell!
What of the barracudas? Can they not be reached?
Sorry, Admiral. Shell's not working.
What of our own?
I cannot say, my lady. That monstrosity appears to be disrupting our communications.
We must keep trying. Call till they respond.
Yes, my lady.
Admiral, General, we can do no more. We must give the order to withdraw.
I will not forsake Louis Soir!
General, please. Victory may belong to the bold, but there will be no victor this day. You know this to be true. Let us not sacrifice lives in vain. The adventurers fight bravely, but to no avail. Let them withdraw, and let us be the ones to stand with Louis Soir.
Delay previous orders. All Maelstrom units are commanded to fall back, effective immediately. Give the foreign levy priority. Let the main host cover their retreat and bring up the rear.
Damn it! Relay the order. All flames are to withdraw. I don't care if our link cells are useless. You still have a working pair of legs, don't you? Well, use them, you bloody half-wit!
The outcome of this battle was long since decided. Better to retreat than risk a massacre. This dark, stifling presence. Who or what? We go to take our place beside Archon Louis Soir. To your positions.
Kasbamul, Sogin Moise Tonsul. Logalo, Asawad Deken Bet Mubuz. Imarat way. Kiskat Toga Hatswad
And that's all the time we have for today. Join in next week where we finish off the Gridania questline. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.